Welcome to Modern Entrepreneur. Today we have Kendrick Shope. She is the creator of authentic selling and an expert who empowers women to make millions without sacrificing their integrity. Kendrick is also the host of her own radio show and podcast, is in development with Two Market Media on her own reality TV show, and finalizing a deal on her first book, Sell Like a Woman. Today, Kendrick runs an online sales school where she teaches women how to create massive success using authentic selling. Thank you so much for being here today, Kendrick.
Wow, it's so weird to sit in the presence of your bio. It's very weird.
No, you didn't write that?
No, actually I didn't write that, but I signed off on it, but it's still weird to sit right across from somebody reading it.
I know that feeling. I'm glad that I don't have to do that for myself every time here. So let's just jump into it. We've got 6 questions that we ask everybody that comes to our little thing here. The first is, what do you feel like is your unique skill set, and how has that helped you be successful in your business?
Yeah. My unique skill set, wow, is selling. I've been selling since, gosh, as long as I can remember, from the cookie contest at school.
Yeah.
When I wanted to win the jam box. You dangle a carrot, I want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been selling since then.
Yeah.
And I think that the way in which I sell is very unique and allows me to create success for myself and for my clients. It's through relationships. It's through getting to know people. Even in an online world, there are ways to connect and engage.
Yeah.
So that would be it.
So that's it, and that's what you help people learn how to do, is just to connect and be...
Yeah, be themselves.
Be themselves, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds easy, but and it is easy, but there are some guiding principles that help people do that in a way that feels authentic to them.
Yeah.
And I sold for over a decade for 4 Fortune 500 companies.
Oh, wow.
And so I know a thing or two about sales tactics and solutions, and you combine those two and you get massive results.
Awesome. So, and then how long have you been building your current business?
Almost 5 years.
5 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So, and what is working today to help you grow your business?
Scaling. So for a long time, my philosophy was give as much away for free as you can. I coached 100 people for free.
Yeah.
And
100 people for free.
100 people for free. So yeah, that was sort of my claim to fame. I coached 100 people for free, and I said, you bring me your sales challenge, I guarantee you will walk away with a solution.
Right.
I treated those people like they paid me $100,000.
Yeah.
And I created a name for myself quickly doing that. From there, I worked one-on-one with people for about 3 years.
Yeah.
This was our final year of doing that. And I also launched Sales School, which Ontraport has been instrumental in helping grow.
Good.
And so, now scaling. There's only so much of one-on-one interaction you can do to a point, and I maxed. And so scaling is what I'm trying to do this year.
Interesting. And so tell me this: as we build our businesses, and as you go through all the stages that you just talked about, putting these things together, obviously we are all learning a ton. And sometimes we look back and we go, "Gosh, I wish I would have known then what I know now." I kind of talked to someone about that this morning. So for you, what is that thing? What do you wish that you had known then that you do know now?
Yeah, you talked about this some actually in a speech I heard you give recently, which is it doesn't all have to be perfect, right? It's messy in the beginning. My husband used to say to me, I feel like you're trying to go from first gear to fifth gear. And that's I do a lot of things that way. Who needs that middle stuff, right?
Yeah.
Except that middle stuff is important.
Right.
And so I tell my customers all the time, in the beginning you get paid in experience more than you get paid in money.
Interesting.
Everybody wants to get paid what they're worth. I want to get paid what I'm worth, of course, but in the beginning, sometimes just the experience allows you to grow so much faster. And so I guess there are a lot of answers to your question in there, but the main one is it's okay for it to be messy. It's okay for you to fail and learn and adjust and course correct. That's what life is, that's what business is. And the point is, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough to get to the next stage.
And did you struggle with that at the beginning?
Oh my gosh, yes. I wanted everything to be perfect. I wanted it to be, I wanted to look like Marie Forleo when I was not Marie Forleo. I mean, nobody's going to be Marie, right? But I wanted it all to be picture perfect.
Yeah.
And if I'm, the truth is, I'm never going to be picture perfect.
Right.
I know Marie. I've worked with her. She's brilliant.
Yep.
She's a friend, and she dots every I and crosses every T, and no matter how hard we try, I miss something from time to time. It's who I am.
Yeah.
And so stepping into, you know what? it's okay to be that person, right?
Right.
We deliver amazing results, and occasionally we forget to dot an I, but it's okay because we have a massively successful business.
And that's sort of like giving yourself permission to be okay with that would have propelled you forward faster, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And not expecting it all to look perfect and not expecting it all to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And the
Totally.
first website is not beautiful.
No.
But it paralyzes a lot of people
It
from
does.
getting out there, right? They
does.
get it, they see it, this is what they can afford. You think this is amazing, but it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't feel amazing. And so people sit and they're afraid to go out there and drive traffic to their website, and it's a shame.
Yeah, it is. And people get their sort of identities kind of wrapped up in their marketing materials and allow themselves to just be stopped.
They do.
When if you could just kind of like loosen up on that a little bit, you can start to create some momentum and get back to that later.
Yeah.
Huh?
And I think, one of the things that we do in sales school is, as a bonus, I talk about my business trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
And so literally the day I quit my job, my pharmaceutical sales job, the day I made my first $1, the day I made my first 6 figures, and sort of what goes into this all the way up to where we are now. And one of the things that I love telling people is how messy it was during that time, you know? Like even when you hit your first 6 figures or your first whatever, there's still mountains of stuff to learn and to get better at. And that's what makes this amazing. You're in control of that.
Yeah.
It's not somebody else's
And
gig.
are you willing to admit that it's still messy today?
Yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh, my team would probably crucify me if I said it wasn't messy. Yes.
Yeah,
we learn every day.
It's funny because we seem like we have our act together, but I was reading Sophia Amoroso's book the other day, and she's obviously got a much bigger business, and she basically says in there that it's still just duct tape and baling wire every single day.
Yeah, we call it bootstrapping, but it's the same thing.
It doesn't ever go away, does it?
No.
No. Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to, though. If it goes away, you're not learning.
Yeah.
It means that
Right,
you've
you're not
either,
pushing.
you're not pushing and you're not growing, and I got a lot of work left to do. That means we got a lot of learning left to do.
Right.
And that's exciting.
Well, good, and that leads us right into our next 2 questions. The first is, as you look forward, 10, 20 years, and kind of like imagining yourself from a place towards the end of your career, looking back, what would you like your legacy to be?
Oh, what a great question. I love that question. I want my legacy to be that a small town girl from the hills of Tennessee did it. It's the whole reason I left my pharmaceutical sales job. My pharmaceutical sales job was a great job. I was great at it. It was easy.
Yeah.
We made a lot of money. But I was rocking my 2-year-old daughter to sleep one night, telling her the same thing I had told her every night for the past 2 years, which is you can be anything you want to be in this world. All you have to do is believe.
Yeah.
And I remember I put her in her crib, walked into my bedroom in Chicago and said to my husband, I am living a lie. And he's pretty used to drama in our house, so he didn't even flinch. I don't think he looked up.
Yeah.
And I said, no, like you need to pay
I'm
attention
serious.
to this. Like this is not just a fly by night kind of thing. I tell this little baby girl she can be anything she wants to be in this world, and she's going to wake up and see this is just horseshit. Excuse my language.
No, it's okay.
And mommy gave up on a dream to make good money.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm done. I'm going on a mission to figure out what it is. And so that's what I want my legacy to be, that anybody can.
Yeah.
Because seriously, if I can, anybody
It's
can.
an example for people, especially your daughter.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're living on back in the present and on our cutting edge. You're scaling. What is the thing that you're most excited to learn next in your life or in your business?
Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much. This year, every year I have a theme for the year.
Oh, really?
And every year I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Every single year I'm wrong. And so, I've realized that every year, as we talked about, I continue to learn. And this year has just been more of the same. So last year the theme was exposure. And we did a lot of work towards exposure, but we learned so much. So our constant theme now is just work and learn. Work and learn. That's what it's just going to be. And so we're tapping into a whole new level that really I didn't think we'd be able to tap into for about another 5 years, which is we've got our first book coming out. We did a pilot for a reality TV show around selling. I mean,
Awesome.
6 months ago, I wouldn't have believed it if you'd have told it to me.
Yeah.
So I'm learning about a whole different part of the industry, which is a little bit more entertainment, a little bit more, certainly on a broader scale, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I love it.
How exciting.
Yeah.
And so tell us more about this TV show.
Yeah, so it's called Sell Like a Woman.
Uh-huh.
And we have 10 women who come in. I spend a day with them. We sales coach them. And then
Oh my gosh.
we took them to the streets in Manhattan.
No.
We did. And we said, go sell your product. And to strangers
what are
on
they
the
selling?
street,
What is it?
all different things. So we had a lady who had a bakery, we had a lady who was selling knives,
Oh my
we had a
gosh.
lady who was selling clothing.
Oh my gosh.
It's hilarious.
Do you fire any of them?
I don't. I do not fire. No firing allowed. No, I did have one girl quit though.
Oh,
so
dang
I
it.
know. I was like, oh gosh. But that's the way it goes, I guess.
Awesome. Well, we call this show Modern Entrepreneur. What do you think it means to you to be a modern entrepreneur?
What a great question.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I haven't thought a lot about that, but my father is the story of the typical American dream.
Awesome.
So he started in college at working at a foundry in like a steel mill.
Wow.
Worked his way up, bought the company, and so he's
Whoa.
the typical American dream. So entrepreneur to him means something totally different than it does to me today. He
Yeah.
still says, what is it that you do again?
can't even-
From your computer?
Yeah,
You do
what?
what? But modern entrepreneur to me means that you're in control of your own destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it means that you can create anything you want from right behind a laptop. It's interesting because I tell my women all the time, would you buy what you're selling? And if you answer no,
Yeah.
then go fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, we create our own products and services.
Yeah.
So that's what modern entrepreneur means to me. You're totally in control. You don't have to climb the ladder. You don't have to start at, you know, the bottom and work your way up, so to speak.
Interesting. Yeah, you got control of the whole process, marketing,
You
product,
do.
sales, the
You
entire
do.
thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
interesting. Great.
That's what it means to me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Will
you.
you sign our wall?
I would be honored.
Look, that opportunity, if it's that good, it can wait 30, 60, 90 days, maybe 6, 12 months. The great opportunities are not going to go away. In fact, let all the other people go first and figure out the other things. Sit back, be patient.